Hey everyone, this is Dave from wetflyswing.com, and today we're going to be tying the Undertaker. I'm going to show you really quickly how to tie this guy. We're starting off with some flat silver tinsel here, and I'm going to start off tying this in up about just past midway, tying it in at an angle here so it can lay. And we're going to do the silver, and what we're going to do here is wrap this over, start wrapping, and then we kind of start back here. Just this helps to make it flat and to build our body really nicely. So you can see we're going to go all the way back to just past the point. Make sure it's tight there. Then we're going to come back, and we're keeping it really tight the whole way, making sure this is nice and tight. This just gives it a nice secure base. This is all going to be covered up except for the tag, and then we'll keep that really tight, tie that off. And so this fly is in the lures of Atlantic salmon flies. There was a cool guy, if I can remember his name, who tied this thing back in the day, who recited poetry. Can't remember who I was talking to about that, but well, I know I was talking to a couple of people recently. But we're going to use some chartreuse floss, basically. See if I can grab a little bit here. Take a little bit of floss, and this stuff is pretty easy to tie with. We're going to start off tying it right here. Do a loose wrap, then we're going to wrap back over it, and this again helps to keep a nice even body. We're going to start here and just wrap back to where we feel good about the tag, which is about right there. We come back over it, makes it look really clean. Cool thing about this is you can just kind of wrap as far as you want, because we'll be able to wrap the hot color right over the top of this one. And you're kind of doing a, I guess it's kind of a half and half. We're going to add peacock here in a little bit. But what we want to do is make basically the back half kind of the floss, and then we'll do the front half, the peacock. Then we'll get a little bit of hot red here. Some of this off, and same thing here. We'll just kind of tie this in right from the front here. Make sure we get it nice and clean, and then we'll just wrap this back. Go back as far as we need until we feel like it's nice and clean, which is right about, get one little strand right about there. It's pretty good to me. I'll come back with the same here. See, and then again we can come back with the peacock, which will cover a little bit of this. We're going to make this front part a little bit longer, because the peacock is going to cover up a little bit of it. You can see we're getting just about in that, half and half area, because we're going to wrap up to here with the peacock. But before we do that, the next thing we're going to do is add a little bit of gold, fine gold tinsel here. Add a little bit of this on. And Darren McEachran is the guy who was telling me about the guy who, let's see if I can find it while I'm talking here. Because I had it queued up. Like if I go to the website, if you go to you can probably find it before me. If you go to the website, wetflyswing.com, and search for Darren McEachran, that would come up. But as I'm doing that, I'm going to get a little bit of peacock here, and just probably get a good well, if you have a good 4 or 5 good strands here, just going to build this body up. Throw that on here. Leave yourself a little room up front for the head. Then I'm just going to wrap this. You can see I'm going to try to keep the red about even with the chartreuse. About there. Wrap it all the way up to about right there. Broke one little peacock, but that's okay. Okay. We'll do a little counter wrap here just to secure it a little more. do 3 nice reps. Go over the top right there. There you go. And I'm searching. All I gotta do is go to the show notes. Has anybody found it before me? I'm looking now. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna go a little bit of black. Just some. There's just some saddle hackle. You can go with whatever you feel is good. If you have some schlappen, I'm gonna do just a little bit of black. Trim that off there. Get that guy on there. I'll just wrap once. Doesn't have to be huge. Once. Do one more right in front. Like that. Tie it off. And I'm scrolling. And his name is Wayne Duncan. Wayne Duncan, everybody. Look it up. The Rusty Rat. He ties the fly. This is actually a different pattern, but he ties it while reciting poetry. And I hope someday either myself or somebody can do something very similar, maybe with the same song. Recite the poetry and go for it. Actually, it was funny because I was talking to my dad, and I was telling him about that thing which he had never heard of before, Warren doing the poetry, but he spewed off that poetry verse while I was there. So he memorized the same song, which I can't remember. You have to look it up yourself. But when he was a kid, I'm just kind of getting these calf tail. So I'm going with black calf tail now. I'm just going to throw that right on top. Come back past all the hackles. And then we're just going to tie that right on top. I'll get that on there. Pull this back. Cut it off clean. Then we'll just kind of finish the head. Make sure we get all these little guys off of here. I'll finish this up. It's a good looking fly. Alright, there you go. And I'll come back with the whip finish. You can see it kind of looks a little like a freight train-ish. I'm not sure if the history of all these, but you can see right there, that's a pretty sweet looking fly. Definitely sits down nice, and as far as that would be I'm going to fish that one for sure very soon. All right, everybody. Dave from Wet Fly Swing, thanks for stopping by and taking a look today. You can see the pattern there. The killer Undertaker, right? By Wayne Duncan. Okay, thanks everyone. We'll see you soon.